Audubon 2456.
File corrupted. Beginning recovery process.
We are back with State of the Save on another one of our wonderful specials, our file corrupted specials. Video game news has been happening, and wherever there is video game news, State of the Save will be there.
Your known, renowned video game reporters on the field.
On the field, talking to the people, learning about the video games.
I'm here in Los Angeles for E3, but no one is here.
Yeah, everybody we showed up. We booked plane tickets back in 2019. We thought it was going to be great, but too bad. Barring technical issues, we're going to have a great show today. We have the full crew with us. Michael, how you doing, Michael?
Doing good.
Nick, how you doing, Nick?
I'm doing pretty good.
Doing good. And of course, I'm Eric. We are here. We are gathered here today to talk about what is not E3. Basically, all the fun video. Nick is very excited because he apparently just won a game of what did you
Legends
win?
of Runeterra. My opponent tried to rope me out because I had him beat. That's a punk bitch move. Don't do it.
Also, I appreciate the fact that once again Nick is playing video games while we're supposed to be doing a goddamn video game podcast.
This is not the
Eric
first
was
time.
trying to get his microphone to work, and that was like a 20-minute venture, so I had time.
Okay.
But I'm done. I
Okay.
got my victory.
Success.
If I see you pull up Diablo Immortal over there.
I played that for like 2 days. That's what we're talking about, but you know.
Did you spend any money on it?
No.
Okay.
I barely spent time on it.
Then congratulations, you have punked out Blizzard.
Success.
Take that, Bobby Kotick.
Yeah, fuck you. I am excited about today. We're going to be talking about all the fun video game announcements that were shown off over a large number of conferences. Nick has a lot of notes about The Rock.
That's right.
Don't we all have a lot of notes about The Rock?
The Rock, man, he be pimping products.
Man is a walking billboard.
Hey, listen. You gotta do what you gotta do. As people who just got business cards for their podcast, we can't really say anything right now. No, off the top, State of the Save at gmail.com. At State of the Save on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Make sure you drop the follows. Make sure you send your emails, all that fun stuff. Let's get down to the business at hand. Michael, as the gentleman,
Yes.
as State of the Save's most organized reporter.
I'm sorry.
No. I would say if any of us are actually reporters, Michael is the one who probably can qualify close enough to it. Michael watched every press conference.
Every single one. Every indie showcase. Every thing that had popped up in the past 2 week span, I have watched all of it.
So what Michael did is Michael watched everything and then sent everything of importance to me and Nick. And Nick, I don't know if you watched any press conferences, but I relied almost entirely on Michael.
I just watched the Devolver one because I happened to be online when it was live on Twitch.
I did watch the Devolver. I watched the Microsoft one. I would say the Devolver ones are more of a
experience.
they're definitely a spectacle.
They're more for what Devolver will do around their games than the games themselves. And I always like a lot of Devolver games, so it's not like I'm like, oh, I don't care about their games. I do, but the spectacle around it is so much more the attraction. Michael, we're going to start off basically one press conference at a time. We're going to hit the big notes. And we're going to, I would like to say, let's just make sure we all hit the games we want to talk about. When something comes up, that's the time to talk about it.
Yeah.
We are trying to talk about what we care about.
And
because I'm not going to talk about games I don't give a damn about. I'm not going to just be I'm going to try to spend 5 minutes on a game that I don't give a shit about.
Like last year, I'm going to breeze through a lot of the indie showcases because I feel like at the end, that'll be our time because there was a lot of indie games showed off. More than anything, I will say compared to this year, compared to last year, it seems like if you are a indie developer, you have a lot of spaces now to get your game in front of people.
Mm-hmm. I would make the argument that this format probably fits better for them. They probably have an easier time with a format like this where they are, there's all these different shows that are almost going out and looking for games to show. so it's more likely to get those guys out in front of people than the old E3 guard style where it's like, this time is the Microsoft show, this time is the EA show, and there might be like one or two. Like a Jeff Keighley might have one showcase, but here you can walk in a showcase for anybody. Like there was like 5 or 6 indie-focused showcases this year.
And they were all clearly marked as to what they were. There was no, for me, 2K situation. They were all clearly spelled out what exactly they were. So if there was like a conference that was just talking about the games industry as a whole, I knew what that was, so I set my expectations accordingly going in. It wasn't labeled as like a showcase or a Capcom showcase that didn't focus 15 minutes on esports.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Let's be a little bit sympathetic for them.
Last year was like, crazy for everyone.
Last year was a lot of figuring stuff out. Like, I made fun of 2K hard last year because they basically did a panel as they were like, everyone showed up to see new video games.
Sorry,
instead.
Take two. That was mine.
Well, okay, yeah, but either way,
Same.
Take two. Everyone showed up to see new video games and instead got a panel about the state of video games and, the industry and this, that, and the other. And I was like, that's not what people are here for. You're just setting yourself up for the, like, YouTube fury that was those comment section that was practically a war crime.
Video games are dead. I didn't see that this year.
No.
Yeah.
But, you should have
Not that we should cater to those people who are, like, going in comment sections and just, like, flooding it with their nonsense. Mostly it was Morbius memes.
Hell yeah.
So.
See, that could go
I read
it's the summer of Morbius, baby.
Morbius sweep.
That's right.
2-time flop at the box office, Morbius.
I want to be at the meeting where Sony was like, the people clearly just missed the boat. If we re-release it now, they'll clearly care.
It was a full-on meme. Like you can't. It's easy to misread that and be like, do people like this?
There is a petition right now with like thousands of signatures that says, "Sorry, we were busy that weekend. We'll see you the third time. I promise."
Oh man, that would be great. That would be really good.
I just want the Sony exec who's sitting there going, like, trust me, like, look at this petition. They were all busy. It was a very busy weekend, guys. There was a football game on. Well, it wasn't football, but basketball was on. Like, come on. Celtics are playing. They had to watch the Celtics that weekend. Yeah. No, I think people knew what to set the expectations for this year. They knew to be a little bit more transparent with what they were showing. Also, let's be honest with ourselves. Games were probably, at that time, a lot of stuff was not even showable. The pandemic probably put most of those projects on a crazy spiral just to figure out what they were doing. And now that they've had some time to kind of readjust to what is going on, they got games to show. So let's be a little sympathetic for them. But I think this year was significantly better than last year.
And a lot more like gameplay focused stuff because a lot the stuff that wasn't ready to show off last year had a lot more like time in the oven. So we got some gameplay that I wasn't really expecting to see in some interesting ways. So we'll get to those as those come up for sure.
I think it's going to be awesome. Michael, let's go ahead. You're going to be our kind of guide through this. Michael, go ahead and start us.
Take us through the world of video game announcements. Cast your mind back, ladies and gentlemen, to May 27th for the second day of Star Wars Celebration. We got a trailer for Star Wars Jedi Survivor coming out in 2023. This game was cool.
We all knew this was coming. I'm excited to see it, but it was very much a classic like teaser trailer, right? A lot more questions than answers. I imagine at maybe end of the year we'll see some actual gameplay or something like that.
I mean, it's going to be basically unknown quality. I'm expecting like bigger worlds and everything. Maybe like hub areas and stuff would be cool because you are like more out of the shadows type thing, but you're still in survival mode. And it seems like they're going full on Grand Inquisitor as the main villain. Plus you have to have your one shot that everybody theorizes about. There's a Jedi in a Bacta tank. Who is that Jedi in the Bacta tank? People said Starkiller. So we'll see.
Han Solo.
He's
in the tank by himself, so maybe.
Every time me and Michael talk Star Wars, I look over at Nick and you can see the glaze just slowly flow.
My list starts at Street Fighter, so I'm gonna go make a grilled cheese, I guess.
All right, so There's one more announcement here. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 is coming out on Switch, but there is going to be a remastered content mod coming out later this year. Wait for that, because apparently people are playing the Switch version and go, it's unfinishable. And we go, no kidding, the main game was unfinishable. What are you talking about? So wait for that mod to come out before you play it.
For some clarity there, Knights of the Old Republic 2 was released in an unfinished state, basically.
It was an Obsidian joint, if that says anything.
And so basically, it is cool that they are going back and actually releasing like a more complete package.
Finally in an official capacity, because that was like a fan project for somebody. That was a mod for so long, and now that they're finally releasing it as like an official expansion, that's really cool.
It would have been nice if they would have just waited instead of releasing it as after content. Just wait to release Knights of the Old Republic 2 on Switch with that included.
They wanted to be hot, coming off of Star Wars Celebration and Kenobi being hot. So I get, but yeah, I agree. I agree. They should have waited until that mod was finished. Someone's got to uncompress all those files. Make sure they go in the right folders.
Pull the classic Nintendo thing of just pull
Make
it.
sure they got the right ROMs downloaded.
Yeah, make sure they just download the ROMs and then file cease and desist to the people who made them. Anything else out of Star Wars Celebration?
That's it for Star Wars Celebration.
I'm just going to put this aside here because I like Star Wars. I'm not like Nick.
Han Solo.
But I have reached the point that I do feel like there's too much Star Wars. And so I'm just like very selective of what Star Wars I care about. So I care about the games, and I care about Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't care about anything else. But let's continue on.
June 1st, Pokemon Direct. They showed off Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. They look great. Are they? You watched this, Nick.
I didn't watch this. This is like the only thing that I didn't watch.
Really?
Yeah.
So apparently the two games are like set in two separate eras, one past, one future.
That's
cool. It's like, so that's cool. Both of the professors are really hot. That's really
The
horny.
internet was very excited.
The Mill Professor looks like the Giga Chad meme.
You know what? I'm fine with that. We're all adults now.
The female professor's dressed as like a buff barbarian.
Yeah, it's like barbarian lady. I mean, let's just do this. Let's do this, Nintendo. It's been a while since Nintendo like directly leaned into the Rule 34 community, so let's just go ahead and go full on.
Lady Dimitris has brought on a new wave to the internet.
You know what? It should be a marketing bulletin. Like, how fuckable is our characters? It's because it works.
It works for Hades.
It works, yeah. Hades, yeah. Everyone's hot in Hades. That's actually a pretty good little pun. That's a dad joke.
Because it's hell.
That's a dad joke.
Happy belated Father's Day, everyone.
Thank you.
There is a pig Pokemon named Lechonk. I'm going to catch him and have a bunch of them.
There's still too many Pokemon. I think just because I played the blue through like silver, I think it is. Now, like, those are the Pokemon I associate with that franchise. So every time I see new Pokemon, it's a completely alien thing to me. But I am extremely happy people still enjoy this. It's a franchise that I feel like has passed me by. And I always am looking for like that back into it. Like if they announce like, hey, we're doing a remake of Blue, I'd be all excited.
They did.
Yeah, I think they
did.
But
Pokemon Let's Go.
But that was not like a straight up.
I don't know. As somebody who just cares about like the earlier Pokemon, I feel like Let's Go might just be your thing. You can just hang out with the Eevees and stuff and feed them Panap berries.
Do you do like battles or anything?
Yeah,
I think you still do that.
There's gym battles and like all the legendary Pokemon are like boss battles. But all the catching, as you're like, there's no like random encounters. You see them in the world, and if you run into them, you like throw the Pokeball. Well, with motion controls, of course, but it's not bad, I promise. You throw the Pokeballs to like catch them, and then they're in your party. You don't have to like fight wild Pokemon. So it's a very like streamlined experience, but it's what got me back into Pokemon. So when Sword and Shield came out, I was ready for it. I'm like, all right, I'm back in. I understand like the core fundamentals. Let's join Gen 8. And then they cut out half the Pokemon, so I was in a happy space. It's like, oh, here's just a mix of Pokemon from all eras. Cool, I'm not overwhelmed.
Yeah, there's less on to catch.
So as people were angry, I was like, this is great. I'm not overwhelmed with anything. This is nice, a nice balanced roster of Pokemon. So
I know that we are here to talk about not E3, But is this something I could play with my children?
Probably.
Yes.
Okay, I might have to. That might be my thing then. It might have been there the whole time.
Yeah.
And I just missed it. Other than Pokemon.
That's it for the Pokemon Showcase. Next is Eric's Showcase.
Oh, you want me just to take over?
Warhammer Skulls. Go ahead.
Okay, so this was just like a national holiday for Eric. Warhammer has been trying to get deeper into video games for the past few years. And this seems like things are it's all coming together, boys and girls. We have Darktide, which is coming out in September, very, very, very soon. It's made by the same people who made Vermintide, which is the Warhammer Fantasy games. I don't really care about Warhammer Fantasy at all, but it looks very good. Those games are very good, even if it's not an aesthetic I care about. But Darktide looks awesome. 4-player co-op, Left 4 Dead style, written by Dan Abnett, lots of lore. They paid a very popular lore guy from YouTube. Like, he straight up did a 2-hour lore dump on the new planet, which is it's exciting to me as someone who loves Dan Abnett as a writer that he is heading this.
He assisted with the Guardians of the Galaxy game, right?
Yes, Dan Abnett is also the gentleman who really kind of wrote Guardians in Marvel Comics and started to kind of set them on the path that they would become a main kind of staple. The movies pull heavily from his version of those characters. Dan Abnett's a baller and kind of a legend in Warhammer books. Warhammer is starting to put their book writers on games. So also this year, Chaos Gate, which was the XCOM Warhammer game, is written by Aaron Dusky Bowden, I think is how you pronounce his name, who's another great Warhammer writer. So they're doing kind of a focus on that. Keeping things moving, because I can just talk about this for a whole show. Bolt Gun is a game designed for Eric because it is a boomer shooter just set in the Warhammer universe.
I thought it was a remaster. I was like, cool, they're bringing this back from like the 90s because like that trailer had me believe, and you're like, no, it's an original game. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That's even cooler.
This looks awesome. I'm very, very excited about Bolt Gun. Rogue Trader, made by the people who made Pathfinder, I believe.
That sounds right. That kind of looks XCOM-y in a way too.
Well, it's an over-top RPG.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really. I'm excited about how that goes. That hangs entirely off of the story, and I hope that's something I'm going to keep an eye on. I'm not like completely sold on it yet, but I'm excited about it. Space Marine 2 just got a kind of like, we really care about Warhammer 40K, and we're going to do a good job, I promise. I feel like that game is probably late.
We here are very excited to be working on it.
Yeah. I feel there was another trailer that came out later on in this whole not E3 season. There was an interview with the guy who plays Titus and stuff like that. It seems like that game is probably not that far along. I feel like that game might be a late 2023 game, if anything, because they're not showing much. And then there was the argument maybe they're waiting till after Darktide to really push Space Marine 2. It would be really damn nice if they would have announced Space Marine being re-released on consoles so you can play it.
Yes, please.
Because right now you have to track down a copy for the 360 or the PlayStation 3.
Which is not backwards compatible.
No, and I've been looking for a copy for many a moon. But it would be nice for that to get a remaster or something like that, just to get people ready for Space Marine, especially since this is a direct sequel, like story-wise. So it would be nice to have that available for people. For people who do video game shows on Backlog Games. Maybe that would be nice. And that's it.
No, it's not. You forgot Blood Bowl 3.
Yeah, Blood Bowl 3 looks fun. It's something I would play, but it's not something like I'm dead on.
It's a tabletop sports game where you play as like orcs and stuff playing football. And this one has an arena that a Kraken will just show up and just SWAT players off the field. I'm like, this sounds amazing. I love Blood Bowl 2. No. I'm not a Warhammer guy. I had a Chaos team, which was all goat sending goat puns. John Baega.
I always, one of the things that Warhammer has always done is do games set in the same style as their board games or their tabletop games. That's not what I come to video games for. I like miniatures and stuff like that, and I'll play it on the tabletop, but I don't want to play a tabletop game on a video game. I want to play a video game. So if they were doing like a Blood Bowl in the style of like Blitz, I would be super excited. But like to play Blood Bowl on like the game,
I want those dice rolls.
Yeah.
I want those simulated dice rolls.
I played Blood Bowl 2. And I would play Blood Bowl with y'all, like tabletop, but I don't want to play that.
You want to build some Blood Bowl?
I would play it.
I've been painting some miniatures, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. I could stay on this all day. I'm not going to. But this was a really strong showing. I am super pumped for Dark Tide, which is coming out on Game Pass also. That was a guaranteed day one buy for me. And the fact that it's on Game Pass, it's like, oh, cool. I don't have to pay for that. So that's the second game that's happened to because TMNT Shredder's Revenge came out last week, and that was like another I would have bought that day one, but it's like, it's on Game Pass, I'll just go ahead and get it, you know. So thank you, Microsoft, for saving me money. Let's move on. But it was a great show. I had a great time. It was a good day for me.
June 2nd in the morning, they announced the title of Dragon Age 4, Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Nothing else was shown on that.
I only care about that when I actually see that game.
Yep.
I actually really like Dragon Age. I like the first one a whole lot. The 2 is not as bad as people say it is.
I could
and I like Inquisitor.
I tried every single Dragon Age. I could not get into them more than I played 10 hours, which seems like a chunk, and then I fell off every single time.
I finished all of them. I played the hell out of Dragon Age Inquisition. Yeah, is the one that people kind of acted. I liked Inquisition.
Yeah, a lot of people said they didn't like it that much, but that's the only one of those games that I played more than an hour of.
There's really good stories. The characters are good in that. I enjoyed Inquisition.
I'm excited to see what this one is because what does one look like that's not on the Frostbite engine?
Well, also, BioWare needs to show that they can still do this. So let's see what BioWare
Legendary
does.
Edition was a good stabilize yourself before you start walking again.
Yeah.
You fumbled for a while, but you steadied up. You did something we wanted.
Yeah.
Now let's move forward. And then that night was the Sony State of Play.
Okay.
And we started off with some Spanish guitar that showed the Resident Evil logo, and you're like, oh, cool, Village DLC. And then it showed the 4. And you're like, this isn't Village DLC.
Boys, where I watched that trailer? I'll tell you where I was watching. I was sitting, went to use the bathroom, and I saw that Resident Evil 4. And the joy that emanated from that bathroom of me just yelling at the top of my lungs. I love Resident Evil 4 so much. I've loved all these remakes they've done. I am so damn excited for this game. It is, spoiler alert, it's the game I'm most excited for from all of this. I mean, it's freaking Resident Evil 4, man. And it's going to look like it's going to be a significantly more of a horror game.
This looks like an alternate universe where they went full horror with Resident Evil 4 as opposed to what Resident Evil 4 turned out to be. One of the best games of all time, but still. Yeah.
It's my favorite game of all time, but I am just so excited. So excited. Nick's is sitting there. He's like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I get that people like it. In my head, it's just oh, they did the thing that everybody thought they were going to do, and keep making these successful remakes that, credit where credit's due. It's obviously these are from the ground up. They add more by being made. But to me, it's just come on, man.
No,
it's freaking Resident Evil 4.
It does not, I get that. It's not surprising.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked that they did it. It was more of just and because it's my favorite game, it's more that we finally got there.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah, because I didn't have that same connection to 2 and 3. I love the remakes of 2 and 3. Don't get me wrong. I love those games. But because we've got to 4, for me, it was that constant weight of when we're gonna get there. Come on, come on. And now to finally see it and be because in my mind, I'm I just want to explore those woods and that castle in modern graphics, modern gameplay.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. So yeah, it's more just the final breath of it's here now. Yay. And it's next year, it looks like. So it looks like I don't have to wait too long.
Yeah. March 2023.
I'm gonna take a week off work.
Spoiler alert, next year looks really good for survival horror games. Between this, Alan Wake, and a few others we'll go over in this showcase. Eric's in a very good spot.
It's working well for me.
2023 is going to be the year of Warhammer and survival horror. So
just the year of Eric.
PSVR content PSVR 2 content is being made for Resident Evil 4 remake, and Resident Evil Village will be entirely playable on PSVR 2.
Too scary.
Is that exclusive to PSVR?
I'm not sure.
Okay, gotcha.
Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, Retributions on PSVR 2. They show off entire VR. Sorry, what was
No, I was just saying, like, I played some of 7 in VR, and it was like not that good with the controller. But I would say with like Move controller support, or if it was like on Quest or something, that would be really like a lot different.
It seems like 2 is going to be like a vast improvement over the like flaws of like the first one. I didn't have a VR 1, so I'm not entirely sure what the flaws of that headset were. But apparently this one's going to have like eye tracking stuff to it too. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Like part of me is not to be like snobby or anything about VR, but it's just like with inside out tracking is a lot different than like forward facing towards the camera thing. So I don't know.
You know, I kind of see that, and apparently the Resident Evil 4 VR is very, very good, and I want to say that's available on the Quest and stuff like that. Yep. So I wonder if that would fix some of your concerns that you had with 7.
Maybe.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not the VR guy. I hand over the opinion to you because you know more about it than I do. What's our next one?
So yeah, Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, Retribution for PSVR 2, No Man's Sky VR for VR 2, and Horizon VR content coming. And they, jumping off of that, they go back into not VR games with Horizon Forbidden West is getting a free update with a whole bunch of cool stuff and a new DLC expansion coming out.
I feel like I would like Horizon.
It plays like the modern Tomb Raiders, but with Ubisoft style. The only problem I had with it was like the Ubisoft style was flood the map with a bunch of icon stuff.
I don't like that.
But you can turn off individual icons, so you can like narrow that field to be like, hey, we're just going to focus on main missions and the giant giraffe robots that I have to climb.
If you like to talk about Tomb Raider, you can check out our current series in which we are playing Tomb Raider Underworld. You can check out part 1 now.
Good plug.
Yeah, when in doubt, plug the show. Okay, so what's next?
Spider-Man Remastered Miles Morales is coming to PC. I don't know if it's on there yet. I didn't write that down. Stray, that futuristic game where you play as a cat. It's like an RPG. It's coming in July. It's going to be day 1 on PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium, so they're Gamepass tiers.
Huh.
So that's going to be interesting to see how like that like performs in that way, because they said they weren't going to do that with all of their first-party titles. So the fact that they're doing like the mid-tier level ones is kind of like interesting. We'll see how that plays out for them.
I am when I saw that game, I swore that there was a game like that already until I realized that there was that game, like that kind of video game, was in a book that I read, a science fiction book called The United States of Japan. And like the entire thing, like that guy plays a game that he plays as a cat. You have adventures and stuff in like VR. And like it was weird. Like I was like, this game already exists. It came out like 5 years ago. And it took me many days to realize that I was just thinking of the game from that book.
They showed off the Callisto Protocol here. We can talk about just the Callisto Protocol as a whole, because it was also shown at Summer Games Fest.
This thing looks awesome.
It really is just that game, huh?
Like
it really is just Dead Space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like to the point where there's even the collar around his neck is on there. It looks cool.
It looks, yeah, it is. It's that style of game, but to be honest with you, I don't think I want them to make anything but that.
Yeah, I mean, so it looks like they've done, obviously 10 years worth of improvements on Dead Space, which was cool. Like, Dead Space is cool.
It's not as bad as our list says it is.
It probably should be higher, but at the time we were kind of frustrated with some of the end stuff.
Yeah. Well, no, I will say that Dead Space 2 is a great improvement over Dead Space. I have never backed down from that opinion. But no, this thing looks amazing.
There's some like melee combat stuff in there too, besides the stomp. I mean, the stomp still looks good.
One thing that Dead Space has always done well is things feel chunky. And when you step on stuff, you hit stuff, it feels like there's mass. And this has that like in droves, where it feels like there's some feedback to everything. That's something they do so well. So many games have things feel very floaty. This feels like when you hit something with a wrench or something, it feels like you hit something. It's really, really cool looking. I'm very, very excited for this. It comes out this year.
This December.
Yeah, so it's a late release.
It's no longer a part of the PUBG universe.
Yeah, I was trying to remember if this was that game.
This was that game,
which is weird.
They said, "Never mind, it's not."
I don't know how you got PUBG universe from this.
It's gonna be like the end of Tomb Raider 2013, where she finally gets the dual pistols. It's gonna be like that, except you get the frying pan.
Yeah, and then 99 other people just come in and beat the shit out of you, and you die.
I feel like that was a scam to get financing. No, this looks amazing. This is an Eric game right up the. It's amazing looking.
Next is Rollerdrome, that Tony Hawk roller skating game with guns and a Mad Max apocalypse. This one seems like my thing. Eternight. It's an action RPG / dating sim. That's the one that said press R2 to hold hands.
Okay.
Well, Street Fighter 6.
Now
this is my thing. I'm here. Let's go.
Those people look real good.
They look real good
and beefy.
That's beefy. That's a beef on there. No, I do. I've said it before. I think I said it on the last show when we mentioned this briefly.
Mm-hmm.
I love the art style that they're using now. I love the way these characters look.
Like post Street Fighter 3 in the timeline.
Yeah, but they just look. They keep the classic appearance that you can see them and you know exactly who they are. But are willing to do changes now. You can kind of fall into that thing where they're like a superhero costume almost, where it's you can't change too much or people won't know who they are. Now they're willing to kind of make some changes and trust that people can figure out that that's Gao. Come on. Chun-Li looks like Chun-Li.
Yeah, cartoonish, but not they're not cel-shaded. They look real, but you can tell that this is an animated character.
Yeah. I'm very
excited. They're leaning heavily into the style for this one and trying to differentiate it from 4 and 5 kind of looking too similar. Mm-hmm. Everything they showed off, because they showed off this and they showed off Guile's gameplay trailer where he's not in his combat uniform anymore. He's just a guy in overalls. He looks like a mechanic for fighter jets. It looks pretty good.
But that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I could see someone being no, you have to have the tank top and the American flag tattoo. Yeah. That's how he looks.
Well, they do.
And the willingness to be no, people know who he is.
Well,
let's let it be.
The whole roster kind of leaked, and there was some video of gameplay with Cammy. Cammy's got new attire. She's wearing pants.
That's the lie.
That's the lie. But
first they came for Kemi's thighs, and now
I said nothing. Then they came. But then
be the quote.
But then it shows her alternate uniform, which is classic Cammy. So I imagine there's going to be everyone's gonna have their new attire, and then gonna have an alternate that's more akin to their original.
I just want somebody to be on the board there. They're you can't cover her thighs. The internet will lose their mind. Nah, I am super excited. I'm hoping that's the Street Fighter that I can connect to, because I've played a lot of Street Fighter, but I've never made that strong connection to one in particular. But this one looks pretty good. It looks pretty good.
There's a story mode where you're running around with a creative character, getting into fights and stuff. So this seems. You as the creative character uppercut some boxes and something comes out of it. I'm this seems awesome. I'm very much into this.
As long as it's not the situation where you spend more time trying to put over the creative character than putting over everybody else. It's just every time
Ryu's you're all right.
Yeah, man. Ryu's it's what you say, man. You're the coolest guy here. It's thank you, Ryu. I want it to be like that.
I want to fight Ryu and him kill me instantly and go, you'll be there one day, and just walk off and you never fight him again.
Okay. You got a Tumblr blog or something with this story? No.
All right. I played a lot of Street Fighter over the past 2 weeks. I'm a fan now. So, Tunics coming to PS4 and 5.
I want to play that.
That game's good.
I want to play it. Yeah, I need to play it. Jeff Gersman said it's the best video game that came out this year. And so I want to go
say that, but it was pretty good.
No, that was just a high recommendation.
Yeah.
So I was maybe I should try it.
Yeah.
Season, A Letter to the Future. It's an indie game about travel logging, and it's coming out this autumn. And then the final reveal, Final Fantasy XVI is coming out summer 2023, and it looks freaking cool. It's not your guys' thing.
Has there not already been a Final Fantasy 16?
No, there's been 15 and 14. 14 keeps coming out because they keep releasing expansions for 14.
And that's the online one, right?
Yeah, that's the online one. 15 was about a group of bachelors.
They drive around in the car.
Driving around in a car, fighting giant monsters and stuff.
Okay. And this is the Chaos one?
No, the Chaos one came out.
God.
That's Stranger.
See what I'm saying?
That's Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. Final Fantasy 16 is going to be like the main one. They're going back to like medieval times fantasy. And the really cool thing about this one is the combat director is the combat director behind Devil May Cry 5 and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So... And the combat stuff looks crazy.
That keeps being... That's your pitch to me. Like, every time you're like, you love Devil May Cry. You love Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
How about playing that for 40 hours?
But I have never connected with a Final Fantasy.
And the other thing about this is that, like, it seems like they brought back turn-based styles in a way in the form of summons, because those summons have, like, giant life bars, and it looks like as you're doing battles on the ground, you're, like, having, like, giants fight each other up above as like the summons fight and have their own like life bars and stuff too. It looks freaking cool. I'm very much excited for this. Final Fantasy VII Remake turned me into a Final Fantasy fan, and so all the stuff they keep showing off seems like right up my alley and awesome in a way, because I was never really a fan of like turn-based battles. So the fact that they're going like Remake being just like a straight up like action game with like parries and stuff mixed with like the over-the-top like story and everything, they hit my niche. I am so excited for 16.
Right on.
I'm just going to skip over this showcase because no one here cares about it. June 7th, Sonic Central happened.
People say that game looks bad, right?
Sonic Frontiers?
Yeah.
Yeah, they say it looks bad. It looks interesting, but the frame rate is all over the place. It looks rough. There's some ideas there.
Bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. Michael is, if you ever want to like have someone from State of the Save review your early copy of your game, you gotta hope Michael's the one to do it. Because Michael will find the bright side to everything.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying you were about to get offended, but then you realize I turned it around.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah, Michael will look at your crappy game and be like, there's good intent here. So if you want to send in your indie games for us to review, just make sure you tag for Michael on there. Because God help you, it better be good if me and Nick get it.
Michael, you missed the big hit of this one right here.
The Sonic Central?
Yes. Eric, how would you feel if somebody told you that they were going to make a Sonic Adventure 3?
I would tell that person they'd go to hell.
Oh, well, they're not going to do it.
Thank God. 'Cause I'm glad that the Sonic people realize that even they have standards.
Listen, I think a Sonic Adventure 3 would be all right.
I'm sure you
I think they're saving that for, like, if, like, the well is, like, completely, like, gone, like, Sega as a whole is doomed.
If
you hit that emergency
if that's the in case of emergency break glass, and Sonic Adventure 3 is what's behind that glass, that company deserves the burn. Okay?
Honestly, let's just get down to the brass tacks. Just release an updated Chow Garden, and I will play that game.
Yeah, just the Chow Garden. What?
Yeah.
Apple Arcade, what are we doing? Just put that on Apple Arcade, the Chow Garden. Because I can just pick it up whenever I want to.
No,
I'm sure I would buy
Let me get a notification.
Lightning bolts in that.
No, because it's just another game you'll play during the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll be over there being like, Nick, get off your Chow Garden.
They need to train.
I am, I don't know, man. I hope people love all the Sonics. I hope Sonic and their fan base connect strong. I wish nothing but the best for Sonic.
Michael, just splice in what I said about the Resident Evil thing right here, and then just that's Eric's thoughts.
Yeah, exactly. I can see the reviews now. They've been splicing in the podcast now. They won't even talk about all the stuff. Michael, what you get next?
June 8th, this was IGN's Black Voices in Gaming Showcase. They showed off several like indie games by like black developers, giving them a spotlight. It's really cool. I recommend checking it out. But again, they're all like indie games here, so I'm not gonna have time to like touch on all of these.
We'll just do the indie section
at the end
because I think we're all going to probably have different things that like connected with us.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the easiest way to do it than to try to go through each press conference and pick the one that we connected.
Exactly. So I'm just going to say when it comes to Indie Showcase, I'll be like, this happened. This was what the vibe they were going for. Check them out. So next is the big first one, Summer Games Fest. They showed off Guile. There is an Aliens thing. Aliens Dark Descent. It looks like an overhead tactics game. In that trailer, they showed off like 3 seconds of gameplay. Where at first you're like, is this going to be like another thing like that Aliens Fire Team or something?
I would say Aliens Fire Team is a perfect game if you like were a kid who got that for Christmas and you were stuck with it. Like you could have been like you could be
really damning for some reason.
I'm going to spice out Aliens Fire Team is a perfect game and send it so we can let it be on the reissue.
It's a perfect game if you're a kid who has no disposable income and you literally have nothing else to play.
I would love if State of the Same became the outlet that Bad Games has to go to and splice out all his sarcasm and put on there. I would be okay with that. If marketing teams start sending me stuff, be like, hey, can we use your quote? I was like, we were talking shit about your game, right? Yeah, but no one knows your outlet, so it'll be fine.
They showed out the Callisto Protocol trailer here. The creator came out and he looks and sounds like a mob boss. I don't know what we talked about that. I just want to point that out.
I like the fact that you're like, let me just take a shot at this guy.
no, he's a big dude in a double-breasted suit, just like constantly, just like looking like he's adjusting his hands. It's pretty good.
So all y'all out there gonna buy the Callisto Protocol, right? Yes, sir. We promise.
If you cancel your pre-order, just like a pair of brass knuckles just shows up in the mail.
It's good value.
Remember, that was a pre-order bonus for something. I can't remember what it
It
was.
was a Grand Theft Auto game, wasn't it?
Or was it the
Or
Godfather
like
game?
Mafia or
Mafia. That's it, Mafia.
Yeah.
Which I think in some states is illegal to own.
Yes.
It's a
Russ-
paperweight.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's like my butterfly knife is
Exactly.
just a trading knife.
Right.
Fidget.
Modern Warfare 2 gameplay. The lighting looks good.
These games are always. I liked the last Infinity Ward Modern Warfare. Like I liked Modern Warfare, but I never need to see anything from these games. It needs to come out, and someone needs to tell me it's better than most of them.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'll just wait till it comes out. Someone will tell me no, it's a good one, and then I'll try it. And like usually, I kind of like the campaigns in these things. I kind of view them as like Michael Bay movies.
Yeah.
You just have a fun little time for them. They're nothing that like sticks with me super hard, but
Stop trying to make that guy with the skull face a thing.
Yeah, that does make me actively not want to play it.
He talks
like,
now. I remember him not talking in like the original.
No, he talked in Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, really?
He does. I don't remember him
Yeah,
saying a word at all.
Because he goes like, no, and then that guy, the General Shepherd guy, shoots him. No, he talks. But they've leaned in. I don't want my Call of Duty characters to be characters.
Yeah.
Like, Call of Duty characters for a long time was just like, you're a Marine. Now
Except
it's
Captain
like,
Price. Captain Price can be a character.
yeah, but he was just like he was the Where's Waldo of Call of Duty. But like, yeah, now they're like, no, we have deep lore. I was like, I don't want lore from Call of Duty.
Only in the zombies mode can we have lore.
I don't want
and like
lore in
alternate
that
timelines and multi-universes.
I'll accept zombies lore, but I will not play that game. I will not play zombies in Call of Duty.
Nah, I get it.
It's your thing. You can
It's
just
kind of
watch,
funny
like,
when JFK is killing zombies, sure, but like no.
That was actually kind of funny. And like Fidel Castro's there
Yes.
smoking cigars.
Right.
Yeah, that might be the peak. Let's continue.
Flashback is getting a sequel with Flashback 2.
It's
Classic computer game.
Flash your back.
Flashback your mind, a flashback.
Flash your back.
Yeah,
I got nothing to say on that.
Witchfire gameplay.
That looks
cool.
badass.
This looked fucking cool.
That looks like Destiny shooting with like weird Eldritch Salem stuff.
It looks
looks
like
cool.
It looks like it's like a Dark Towers looking this and it's fast like the Will Hell bolt action gun he was shooting. This looked damn cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
This like hit Doom vibes for me. Like I was really excited for this. Who's making this? You know, Michael? I mean,
I looked it up today. I think it's the people
Ash.
behind the vanishing of Ethan Carter.
It is. I think they're called like astronauts or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, this looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm and that's a game that has some pedigree. People like that game. It's completely different than this,
Yeah.
but I really like the ward in it, and I like that you're like, some like,
The shooting looks good.
yeah, shooting looks good, and you're some like witch hunter hunting down demons and stuff. I'm all for killing demons, man.
Yeah.
What we got?
This is where the pacing of the press conference kind of loses steam because he put all of the space horror games next to each other. Fort Solis and then Routine right after, which looks really cool.
Okay, Routine looked cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to stop you there, though. And also, it's got a Mick Gordon soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Mick Gordon's fucking the man.
It's like Alien Isolation, like 70s sci-fi aesthetic to it.
I really liked Routine. It was the one that
watching this
looked like a hard sci-fi with like robots walking around.
Is this the one that looks like a Nintendo DS game?
No. This one that looked almost like a found footage kind of thing. Like there was a sequence in which you're going down like a steps, and the flashlight kept going out.
Yeah.
It looked very Alien Isolation.
It was a very short trailer, right?
Yeah.
Like a little teaser.
Yeah. Alien
Cool.
Isolation. Yeah.
But it didn't even register for me. I kind of glossed over it the first time I was like looking at it, just because they put so many space horror games back to back to back that it kind of just like it didn't register while I was looking at it, just because we had like Alien, Dark Descent, we had Callisto Protocol, we had Fort Souls, and then Routine immediately after. Routine, which looks like one of the cooler ones of those. Yeah. Just like I feel like at that point we were just fatigued by it.
No, I think this was the situation where I was watching these trailers somewhat out of order. Mm-hmm. Probably saved me from that.
Yeah,
because I probably watched Witchfire and Call of Duty, and then watched Routine, and then watched the Callisto Protocol. So like I was probably jumping. I didn't fall into that. Oh, another space game.
Yeah. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is here.
Nick, would you like to? You have
take the reins.
Would you like to take the reins here, Nick?
I don't know, man. I feel like we talked about it a little bit. I feel like the internet has talked about it a lot.
We talked about it, but the people
I
did not hear
know.
this.
But like, why? Why did this happen? Who was this for?
I watched it while we were trying to get my mic to work.
There's like, and I understand that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is no longer like a wrestling guy, but like you could have gotten a big strong dude to talk about video games and not promote his 7 brands.
It felt really much. I wonder if Jeff Keighley knows The Rock.
I don't know.
Like Jeff Keighley is one of those guys who I think he's hit mainstream like acceptance enough that I wonder if he's ended up at a party with him or something. And like it felt like The Rock doing a favor for somebody. But then at the same
like
time,
half-assedly.
Yeah, like
it feels like his agent called and was like, "You forgot to record the thing."
Oh shit! I'm working up right now.
But pulls out his phone, turns it vertically, and just like.
I mean, he's shirtless.
Yeah.
He's pimping his energy drink brand that I've never drank before. Have you had it?
No, I've not had this.
Do you want to go to the store on the way home and get one? I would go with
Perhaps.
If you buy it, The Rock wins.
That's true. That's true.
True. We do. But I like him. He seems like a nice guy.
Does he?
He seems okay.
I don't know. He won't be in the new Fast and Furious movie.
Is that more Vin Diesel's fault, or whose side are we on this breakup? Are we on Vin Diesel's side?
I don't know the full story.
I can't be on Vin Diesel.
I don't know, but listen.
You know what? I will say this. I care more about The Rock here than I did about Van Diesel being in fucking Ark.
Yeah, that's funny. This is like confusing.
Like he does pimp his he is shirtless.
All commercials in a show full of commercials. This is like a quick hit of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson commercials.
There's a Black Adam trailer.
Yeah, I don't care about that movie.
I feel like this had to be like a favor for somebody because one, yes, there's a Black Adam trailer, but two, he is shirtless. This is like cameo. It's kind of
himself, it is a yeah,
it's a cameo.
Yeah.
He calls himself like the one sexiest man or beast man sexy or whatever.
Everybody calls him that.
I mean, if I was The Rock, I'd walk around shirtless too. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't wear a shirt ever. I'd be at a funeral shirtless Rock. But he's pimping his energy drink. Did he pimp his tequila?
No, but I wasn't aware of that.
Okay, he owns the tequila brand too. I'm surprised he didn't pimp that one.
Maybe the demographics.
Be sure to check out the XFL coming next summer.
I ain't gonna lie though, I'm very excited to see what that's gonna be. No, this was very weird.
The thing that gets me is Michael said in the Discord that the last minute was bizarre, but that was just the whole trailer. Like the Black Adam trailer was the last minute, and then like the whole thing was very weird to me. It was all bizarre.
I think it meant like the last minute that happened that I was subjected to was so bizarre. Like the last minute that happened in this was bizarre. I think I didn't want to spoil that The Rock was doing something at that point.
Okay, in the showcase or whatever?
Yeah, when I was watching it, because I was just like, you need to check this out, because I'm at loss for words. I don't know what's happening anymore.
You know what? I'm going to start a State of the Save cameo, and I will do all of the cameos that you send me shirtless in front of my workout equipment, and I will hold up a random energy drink for you. You too can have this exact same experience on any of your podcasts or YouTube channels or whatever.
Enjoy your gaming.
Enjoy your gaming is
That's like the most dismissive way that you could say
enjoy your gaming.
But it was almost like it's like your dad trying to tell you to have a good time with your new video game. Like it wasn't like mean; it was just completely unattached to reality. Also, he kept being like how big of a deal it was. He was in Fortnite. I did not know that The Rock was in Fortnite.
Yeah, the Foundation.
He's the Foundation, which is the most generic, boring ass name for an evil. I imagine that's the bad guys.
No, that's the good guys. I think
the Foundation.
I actually don't know.
I wonder if The Rock has something in his contract where he can't play a bad guy.
Well, he wanted to play a bad guy with Black Adam, but it seems like they're turning him more into like an anti-hero type.
Yeah,
thing.
he's like an anti-hero.
And he also goes into detail before the trailer. He was like, "Think about this." Black Adam's just as strong as Superman.
That was weird. Yeah,
Black Adam's just as strong as Superman, but Superman's weakness is magic. So, but black magic is magic. Made of magic. So you do the math.
You do the math.
I felt like he was desperate.
Carry the one. Magic versus Superman. Yeah, we definitely got something there.
98.6% chance you get out of this.
I forgot that one.
That'll be good. That'll be good.
We spent more time on this than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson spent on his video recording.
Got a 33.6% chance of winning this, and Aquaman has a 33%, but we know Aquaman is not going to even step to Black Adam. So I really got a 66% chance.
You carry the two. Oh, Jesus. No, it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Scott Steiner is coming in.
He was apparently local. He was here last weekend. Not last weekend, but the weekend before last. And he was a fill-in for Kurt Angle. And I did not care about meeting Kurt Angle, but I would have killed to meet Scott Steiner. And apparently he did not want to be there at all. Like, I know somebody who I worked with who went and met him. And, like, he was like, "Hey, Mr. Steiner, how you doing?" And he's like, yeah. He wouldn't even make eye contact with people. He just, like, stared at his table the whole time. Okay, The Rock stuff was weird. Let's move on.
Outriders getting an expansion. Fall Guys is going free to play. Right now, if you are listening to this, brand new game from Frost Giant Studios, the ex-Blizzard people, called Stormgate. This is apparently an RTS game that looks like Diablo versus StarCraft factions. They showed a CG trailer and no gameplay. Moving on. High Water is an indie game with a dude on a boat. Replaced a game made from a Ukraine-based studio. Wasn't able to finish their trailer. Understandably so. Kiwi touched on that. He was like, they were going to have a trailer for us. I think we announced it last year, but understandably, they couldn't finish the trailer for us right now. So
yeah,
I'm glad he touched on that. But
I appreciate that he because I can imagine it's something I didn't think about till Stalker got brought back up. Because that's one of those games that's been on like the pre-order list on Xbox for like over a year now. And I was like, every time I look at it, I was like, man, that Stalker game looked pretty good. And then I keep blanking on the fact that they're a Ukrainian-based studio. But it is good that Keighley is keeping that game in the narrative or trying to keep it in front of people, because you hope that these people come through it safely and they're able to one day return to finish that game. And you don't want their hype or their momentum to be completely stopped by the incidents around them. So yeah, I hope that they can one day finish that game.
Me too. Next is American Arcadia. This one looks cool. This one's like the side scroller about like escaping like a 1970s like utopia type place, but you're also playing as someone in first person trying to like disable like the firewalls so like they can like get out. So it's like a dual protagonist situation. It seems really cool.
I feel like that's a game that will work better for me to physically play it. Like in those trailers, I always like look at them. I'm like, that's a cool concept, but boy, can you drop the ball easy on this not being fun.
Exactly.
So it's like it's one of those things that like a demo would be really nice if there was a demo or something like that.
Goat Simulator 3. That's the joke. There was no 2.
Yeah.
Midnight Suns.
That's about the level of comedy that game produces in me. Of just like, huh.
Midnight Suns, I went, let's go, and then I got bummed out that there was no gameplay, but it's coming out October 7th.
Yeah. People seem like down on that game. But I think it's going to be cool.
I actually kind of excited
I would be cool with it if they showed off something, because like the only thing we heard about it is like it's like XCOM but with collectible card game mechanic.
Yeah.
And that's when everybody like checked out. So I'm worried that they're like trying to scrap the card game mechanic but still keeping the release date. I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
But like the collectible card game was like for, I imagine, characters. Like you would like collect different heroes.
Probably.
Because it looked like the whole story of it was like Doctor Strange assembling a team, you know? So it feels weird to be like booing that. That's kind of like XCOM kind of is like you get equipment and be able to use that for new characters to build up. You know, that
it's just like the random draw mechanics. People want it, if with XCOM, I think want to be like feel like if they mess up a situation, it's entirely their fault versus like something like, oh, I have a card that could help me, but I didn't draw that card. I drew this one instead.
I feel like the feels bad on that is like about the same as like missing a shot that's 99% anyways.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, like the meme of the gun right next to the alien's head and it's saying like
50.
46. I mean, yeah, I feel like that's just that nature of that genre. You just kind of have to accept it.
Next was Neon White. It's out now. I haven't played it yet, but it's been on my radar for quite some time. This is a game from the Donut County people where it's another like card-based game, but it's a card-based like speedrunner game where you play as a demon who's been contracted by God to kill demons that have invaded heaven.
It's amazing.
Demons are the new Nazis in video games. We now kill lots of demons in video games.
Yeah.
And Steve Bloom is the voice of the character, and the soundtrack is by Danger Girl. So that seems really cool.
I played a demo of that. It's really awesome.
I can't wait to play that. Midnight Fight Express looks fun. That comes out October 23rd. That is like the over-the-head, like John Wick simulator.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, okay.
Warframe's getting content, some anime gacha game. Casey Jones is in Shredder's Revenge, which is out now. It's kind of weird bringing up games that are like out now.
TMNT Shredder's Revenge is freaking amazing. I'm having a ball with it. Casey Jones is the character you get when you beat the game. So it's weird that they announced him. Like it was because he's kind of like he's not in any of the menus or anything. So it's kind of like in the game, it's kind of treats him as almost like a secret unlock. Now because you have drop in, drop out co-op, like I have had people drop in with him. So that would be kind of a spoiler that he's there. But it is kind of weird that like they announced it ahead of time because it's like he's not in any of the menus or anything. He's not in any of the cutscenes. So it's weird that they were like, we'll go ahead and tell you Casey Jones is... Because it's not like Casey Jones is like a needle moval. Like, I mean, it's not like he's like Leonardo or anything.
I'm going to skip over some stuff.
I care about Ninja Shows a whole lot, Nick.
I'm going to skip over some stuff because a lot of it has been like shown before in places because I want to get to some other stuff. Game Pass streaming is coming to some Samsung TVs as an app. Metal Hellsinger is a rhythm-based FPS with a huge pedigree of like metal singers.
It's got the guy from Trivium.
Yeah,
I like Trivium. You like
that
Trivium?
Game whips ass, dude.
That like it seems pretty
yes.
good. Yes. It seems like it has actually. I was really impressed with the artists they have. Like they have the dude from System of a Down. They got the guy from Trivium.
Yeah.
They got the girl from Arch Enemy. Like they've got some serious metal bands attached to it. And it looks pretty damn cool. I that might be a day one purchase for me.
Yeah, I played a demo of that too. It's awesome.
There's
an active reload in it.
Well, there was a game called Beats Per Minute.
Bullets Per Minute.
Bullets Per Minute that had that same kind of style.
I think it's the same developer.
Is it the same developer?
I think it might be.
Is this like a super Battle Cars Rocket League situation where they kind of ironed out the concept and was like, no, I got it this time. This is going to be the one that hits.
See, I didn't play Bullets Per Minute, but I did play this, and it's very good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. It's pretty cool, and like I said, the artists that have attached to it, if you like metal, like these are some pretty heavy hitters.
I want to say it's all like original music too.
Yeah,
this game,
and that would be kind of, like I said, it'd be cool to see. Like I'm actually pretty excited for it.
Nightingale. This is a game I sent specifically to Nick. It's an FPS survival game, but with cards.
Yeah.
That's your niche right there.
Seems cool. Yeah, I'll take that.
Saints Row Character Creator. You can download that now.
I downloaded that.
Did you?
It's fine. Like I mean, it's kind of weird to download a character creator. Like I'm not one of those guys who like spends like 3 or 4 hours on a character. Like I was able to fit, but I was able to fiddle around. They have
Like, one of the fears I had when I saw the initial Saints Row trailer was that they were going to pull it back too much. Because, like, I don't care about Saints Row until you get to 3 and 4. Like, I didn't give a damn about 1 and 2. But this has, like, the character creator is insane. You can have, there's, like, a whole section for sunburns. So you could have weird sunburns on your character and stuff, which was pretty funny. No, it's a pretty good character creator.
Farmer's tan is gonna happen.
Well, you can get like a trucker tan with like one arm being tan, but then there's like a European trucker tan, so it's the other arm.
I don't know why this is what did it, but like I might download that now.
That's pretty good.
And then there's like mistakes were made or something where it's like it's like a sunburn, but it's just like your hands on your stomach. Like it's a pretty. I had a pretty good little. I fiddled around with it a lot longer than I thought I did. Mm-hmm. Like I had a pretty fun time making weird little characters. Yeah, it was fun.
There's a new layer of fear game called Layers of Fears. This just seems very confusing. Gotham Knights got some Nightwing gameplay. I really hope that game is good. I haven't been impressed with any of the gameplay.
Yeah, I wasn't really excited about that. I saw that and I was like, this seems like okay.
I want it to be good. I really do because it seems awesome. It's it's the Bat family, but you can like customize their like gear pieces and stuff and go out and do missions. I'm like, that sounds awesome, but
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of walked away with that gameplay footage being less excited than I was.
Every single time they show gameplay, I'm like,
yeah. The more I see that game,
I went from day one to week of if it's good to we'll wait and see.
To let's hope it goes to Gamepass.
Yeah, exactly.
No Batman in the Batman game, huh?
First they came for Cammy's thoughts.
Exactly.
Then they came for the Batman. Me and Nick are just gonna switch over to our conspiracy theory podcast about what they're taking from us.
And finally, the big announcement we've been waiting for because it leaked right before the show. The Last of Us Part 1, a remake of the first Last of Us game.
Yeah, I'm not... You showed me some stuff where it's like occasionally it looks worse than the baseline. Then there's other stuff that looks fine.
There's some stuff that they showed, like the character, like animation and like some of the models themselves, like Tess looks like her age now in a way that seems really cool, and like her animation. But still, it's like I don't know who this is for. You can play the PS4 version of The Last of Us, which still plays at 60 frames a second on PS4 and PS5. I don't know. Apparently, this was something that was like the team was working on through the pandemic. In a way, like while like the other part of the team was working on the multiplayer game that they announced, The Last of Us Factions, which was going to be the multiplayer mode for Part 2, but it ballooned into its own like Destiny style game, from what I understand.
I talked to you about this. I kind of feel like Last of Us they're trying to make Last of Us like a hardcore franchise, and I don't know if that's a game that like to me feels like something that needs to be a massive franchise. Like I think you do like the big release, like Last of Us 1, Last of Us 2. Those should be landmark games. When you have the multiplayer Last of Us and 3 different, you're doing a remake on a game that still looks pretty damn good. Like you play The Last of Us today, I imagine it plays fine. It looks pretty damn good. Mm-hmm. It feels way too early to be like, well, this one needs a remake now too. It feels like they're just trying to rush into this being like a massive franchise for them instead of just letting that be natural. That's just my opinion on it, but that's just the vibe I'm picking up from all these releases.
Yeah, I think now that you mentioned it though, Michael, I want to say that somebody clarified after the fact, might have been Jeff Grubb, that this is like they are using this to build a multiplayer / like live service games framework around, so that if they're doing that, it makes more sense to go ahead and do the work, I guess.
Like start with the multiplayer and then like expand it out in a way. Like, well, we have a foundation here, which that Last of Us multiplayer was surprisingly really freaking good.
There is a guy who I work with who plays that exclusively. Like that's the only thing. No, he plays the last. He's never played the single player.
That's crazy.
But like, he's just super into it. His kids are into it. It's just like that's the game that clicked with him.
Wow.
And when I first heard that, I was like,
you are probably the only person. But then, no, apparently, yeah, it's apparently damn good. I mean, and if you think about, like, Uncharted had, like, a really, like,
you can
pretty
sneak
strong...
up behind. You can sneak up behind people and snap their necks. It was all right.
Yeah, like, Uncharted had a strong multiplayer community. It was not, like, huge, but it was niche.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just feeling weird about some of this.
I'm interested in the factions game, but I'm not really interested in like part 1. I'm like, that's cool for the people who want it. $70 is way too steep for a remake, in my opinion.
I'm starting to get really concerned with how quickly games are throwing out that $70 price point. Those games that are worth $70. But I'm getting a little bit nervous with like, here's a remake. And it's $70. Here's everything. It's like, I don't know, man. I'm not so sure about this.
I don't know. Laughs in PC, I guess.
Yeah.
There's like so many quicker sales and stuff. I rarely pay like MSRP for a game. So.
And I will say that is true. That's the offset to it, right? If the game's not going to do well, chances are you're going to be able to get that thing for $30 pretty easy.
Yeah.
You know, come the Microsoft summer sale or the existence of Game Pass. Like I talk Game Pass all the time, but it's because it has changed the way I consume video games. Like there's always a chance that game's just going to end up on Game Pass in a month. So, you know. Yeah. So we'll see. But that just like when it comes to like remakes and remasters. You know, it used to be that was like a $40 thing or a $30 thing. Now it's like, that's $72, bro. You're like it doesn't make any sense to me why I pay $10 extra for the Xbox Series X version of something when I'm downloading it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Like I'm downloading it onto my console. It's not like the file is like you're paying by the file size.
Aren't the like Xbox Series X things supposed to be like higher res and stuff?
Yeah, but why is it that because I bought the new console, if I want to actually play on the new console version, I have to pay $10 extra?
I'm not gonna say I think.
Yeah, like that's my like okay with like the new
But I guess the argument could be made that there was like work to be done to make like higher resolution like textures and stuff.
Yeah, it was work for me to be done to buy that new damn console too. I don't want to play the shittier version.
Get a PC. I don't know. It's always the best.
We'll get a Steam Deck.
Sure, dude, get a Steam Deck.
I've been thinking about it.
I mean, if you can get your hands on one in like 6 months, get a Steam Deck.
No, it's gonna be a while before I can get one, but
yeah.
I've been thinking about a Steam Deck.
That's it for Summer Game Fest. That was the longest conference, about 2 hours. But so next is we're gonna be hitting a lot of indie showcases like Touch and Go. Day of the Devs. I recommend everybody watch Day of the Devs. There's some really cool stuff in there, and there is pretty much, it's a cliche, something for everyone. But with indie games, there's some. Day of the Devs seems to be where they show off like the most like interesting stuff until we get to Devolver Digital. This is worth touching on all the indie games here because they all seem really cool.
I love the Devolver press conferences.
Yeah.
And like you should not be a fan of a corporation. But I will say I think Devolver is probably a small enough company you can be kind of at least a supporter of them.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely entertaining.
They have it.
No lawsuits have come out. Nothing like that. It seems like they are of some semblance of, you know, I've never heard of them like mistreating the companies that they release games for or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But their press conferences are always entertaining.
Suda51 was in a robot wearing a Joy Division shirt.
He was in a robot. There was
Tom Clancy's Animal
Crossing. It was very entertaining. I had a ball with this.
As for the games here, Cult of the Lamb is coming August 11th. City Builder meets Bullet Hell. That got me. All right, I'm in.
Seems interesting.
Yeah, I thought that looked pretty good.
Angerfoot looks like first person Hotline Miami.
Yes, dude.
I mean, I take it you played a demo.
I played the demo. It is fucking amazing. Like, it's so good. It's like as fast as you want it to be. It is that fast, and it's first person, and it's weird, and it's just like it's so good. There's a cutscene where you're sitting with your girlfriend, and when you're mousing around the room, it's your foot. You're grabbing everything with your foot, and you can look over to your girlfriend and like pat her face with your foot. It's just so weird. It's amazing. When you die, the people twerk on you. It's so good.
I saw that game and I said to myself, like, this Nick is super pumped for this because it's your aesthetic.
Yeah.
But it does look really damn good.
Yeah, the gameplay above all, like, very top notch, very good.
And I like the idea of like leaning heavily into the kicking mechanic and kicking doors in, kicking stuff at people. Like, I'm okay with that. It seems pretty fucking cool.
It's one of like a handful of games where you're just like, you're gonna watch somebody break this game with how fast they can play it. It's gonna be so cool.
It kind of gave me a vibe of like a super hot. Well, it's
somewhat, yeah.
Well,
like it's like very. You walk into a room, it's always the same, and this is the puzzle for like the optimum route.
The combat is almost a puzzle.
Yeah.
It seemed pretty cool. I'm pretty pumped for this. What's next on here? I know there was a couple more that I was pumped for this.
Card Shark. It's a game that's out right now. Apparently, it's more of a puzzle game than like a card game where you're like trying to grift people by like cheating in card games. Mm-hmm. So it's more like, how can I win this card game by cheating? So it's like
it's like palming cards or marking them. Mm-hmm. It's a cool concept. I saw that and I was like, man, this is like a weird like ward of like shadiness, and like to have a game invested in that. Mm-hmm. It's like writing a game, or it's like making a game around card counting. Mm-hmm. It was cool. I was like, hey, I don't know if it's something I want to play, but it's something that I'm happy that they made.
Yeah. The Plucky Squire. This was my game of this show.
This thing looked pretty damn cool. Like, at first, I was excited for it when it was just on the page, on the storybook page. I was like, this is really well done. But when he jumps off the page, it was like, this looks
and then you
think,
awesome.
Oh,
that's the gimmick. He's going to be, we're out in the real world. And then he's, like, getting on, like, cups, like, that newer 3DS Zelda style where you're like walking around like the cup in a 2D space. So you're using items in the environment to take advantage of like the 2D space and the 3D space. This looks incredible.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really excited for this one. And then the last one, Skate Story. It looks like if Skate was an EDM music video.
Dude, that game looks awesome.
It looks really good.
The archive link I was watching this on had this entire trailer muted. So I imagine they used licensed music.
What?
So I was like,
it was a vibe, man. It was good.
There was an artist that they name drop in this. He's not somebody I'm aware of.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good. You're apparently playing it's got like it's back to the heaven and hell thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, aren't you like a demon or something?
I don't know. There's like a line in it that was just like, you're a demon in nothingness or something, and yet you must skate or something like that.
Yeah, but it seems like a game that I want to sit back, put my headphones on, and just relax and skate around. And like when you fall, you shatter, and so it looks really cool. This was on probably my top 5.
Next is June 10th, the IGN Summer of Gaming Expo. This was a weird one. It has some indie games, but also some like mid-tier games. This was where they showed off Project Warlock 2 is now in early access. I know Eric's counting the days until that's on a platform he has.
Yes, I'm very excited for Project Warlock 2. Project Warlock is very, very damn good.
There was a game they showed off. I don't know what tier of game it is, B game or indie, but there's a game called Madison, comes out July 8th. It looks like Fatal Frame meets PT. I wrote nope. It's a first-person game. Someone took a picture and like the flash revealed a ghost right in front of them. I'm like, nope, I'm not playing this. I want to play this. I'm not playing this. So there's a spaceship shooter called Verge World. I'm just scrolling through some of these because there's not a lot of these have resonated with me, but there is some actually like cool stuff in there. There's one called Vice Undercover, where you run a computer for a police agency in the 1980s. Or that's what I thought at first, but like after watching it again, it was like you're hacking the computer for the police agency in the 1980s.
Yeah, that was another one that was just like, I don't know what you're doing with this game. I'm intrigued, but there's like a lot of like computer stuff, but then it also showed a perspective of like first person, like breaching a door or somebody knocking on the door and you like bracing. Looks weird. Looks kind of cool.
That's one I need to check out. Yeah, need a demo.
Sure. Demo would be very helpful. And actually, so it goes back to that thing. Like, I'm excited about like the concept, but you can drop the ball easy on this. So let me play something so I can actually confirm that I really want to play it.
Yeah.
Next, Netflix Geeked Week Gaming Showcase. Geoff Keighley's here. I'm gonna skip through a lot of this because it's just like Dragon Age Absolution anime, Tekken anime. You can now apparently play mobile games on the Netflix app on your phone. There's some stuff there.
Why don't you just play them on the app on the phone?
I don't know, but
it's a download that's separate from Netflix, but you have to use your Netflix credentials to sign in. So weird.
Seems like an extra
There's a Devolver game on that thing called Point B. I think it's an exclusive to that platform.
Yeah.
People are talking all about the Point B.
Point B.
The real news here is Castlevania Nocturne, the Castlevania anime spin-off starring Richter Belmont.
We should. I need to go back and watch all the Castlevania series because it's damn good.
I love that series so
much.
But
problem is, I flew through it every time it came out. That I don't feel like I have like a great memory of it because I always like when it came out, it's like bam, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, it's over, it's done. But
it had a weird release schedule too, right? Because I watched it after all of it was out, and I just binged it in like 2 weeks. It was amazing.
It did have some like long periods between, and sometimes I would forget what was actually going on there.
Yeah, because the first season had like 4 episodes, and then you wait like a year for like the next batch and everything. So
yeah, but damn, it's good.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited.
It's I'm not like an anime guy, but like the animation in that is so damn smooth, and it is probably one of the most goriest animations I've ever watched. It's pretty. Like there's some peeling skin off of bones and stuff. It's pretty. It's not for the queasy by any means.
That same day, we had the Epic Game Store Summer Showcase. This is the point where I'm starting to write after PC Building Simulator 2. I wrote, this is the point where I stop writing about every game I see and start writing about just things that interest me. So that's the end of that showcase. Next is the Tribeca Game Showcase. I recommend this one. There's some really like cool stuff in here. I'll touch on some indie games like later on, but there's some like really like interesting stuff. Because this is Tribeca is like a film company, so they like look for like interesting like.
This had the one
Immortality.
Yes.
Okay.
Which was the 3 films, and you go into the films to like investigate this missing actress. I don't know if you watched this, but I do highly suggest checking this one out. It's live action.
Yeah, it's a full motion video game where it's 3 different movies, and they frame it as like this actress who only appeared in these 3 movies across 3 different decades, only filmed these 3 movies, and then disappeared without a trace. So it's like a her story thing. Is like there's no set goal, so you're trying to piece together your own mystery by looking at these 3 movies, and you edit it yourself in a way like you watch a scene. And like they showed off one example that was like someone held up a cross pendant. You can pause and like rewind frame by frame. He clicked on the cross pendant, and then it went to another movie where it had another cross imagery. So it's literally linking all the images of the films together. Or what's this character do? You click on like a character's face, and it'll take you to another scene that character's in. So you're basically creating your own path through these movies by latching on to like characters and images you're interested in.
This is a game.
It looks amazing. I'm so excited.
When me and Michael played Night Trap together, this is a game that I was sitting there. I was like, I want a bunch of people to come over, and I want to spend the night sitting around drinking and eating and trying to solve this game.
Yeah.
Like I want to one time. Like I don't care if it's a one-time kind of experience. I want to have people being like, oh shit, yeah, it's the red Corvette. The red Corvette was in the last movie, so click on that, see where that goes, and like have that like group feeling of solving something.
Yeah.
Cause like I was sitting there, I was like, I don't think this is a game I want to play by myself. It's a game I want to have friends around and play together. Yeah. And like it looked very, very cool. It could be something we could do maybe for the show or something, because it looked really, really cool. I like the idea of like solving it as a group. When me and Michael, like Night Trap's a completely different vibe than this was putting off. But me and Michael playing through Night Trap for the first time together was like that, where it's like, it's that guy. We got to make sure we go back to the guy.
You like make your own stories and backstories for these characters as you're playing. I had a blast playing Night Trap. All right, next is the Freedom Game Showcase and the Guerrilla Collective Showcase. All indie games here. I'm going to touch on a few of the more interesting ones at the end of this thing. Also, the Wholesome Game Show, and the NetEase Game Showcase, and the Future Game Show. This was exhausting. All indie showcases. Trying to watch all of them and trying to keep these trailers straight in my brain. So now, we've reached it. Xbox.
There was, this Xbox Showcase, It was pretty good. I was pretty excited about what they showed. Has the big gorilla that everybody knew was coming with Starfield. But I ain't gonna lie, that was not my walk away here. I was more excited about. I think Redfall has a potential to be really, really good, or it has a potential to be something I cannot get into. There is no in between.
Yeah. I feel the same way.
It's the the vampire Left 4 Dead style game.
Multiplayer games like that are just so hard to show because it's all about the group you have and like the experience the game like builds around it. It's hard to showcase like the spontaneity of those moments in a showcase like this.
Well, also, it's a situation where there's a lot of games of that style coming out. There's Darktide. There is, not long ago, what was the Left 4 Dead one? The Back 4 Blood. Which we tried, but that fell off super hard for all of us. And this is just something that it does look like it's more than just guns and shooting things. Like some of the characters there was one character that had a really interesting ability to like make objects in the water. So she like makes an elevator at one point that someone runs up into and it raises them up. Like I kind of want to see more of that and less of just like shotguns and sniper rifles.
Yeah, it's arcane, so like I feel like this game probably like lives or dies by how much it does arcane things and not like Left 4 Dead type stuff. I think there's going to be a little bit more of that.
Yeah.
When you get into it.
I think if it was anybody else, I wouldn't give it the benefit of the doubt.
Sure.
Speaking of arcane, I was looking at my library, and I've never finished that Prey game that they did. I need to go back and finish Prey. But like no, that developer is the reason why I want to give it the benefit of the doubt. But it's one of those that I think the best thing you can do is put that in people's hands and see what happens. I'm sorry I jumped in. I jumped in over you, Michael.
No, you're good. That's all I have to say on that subject.
On the Microsoft? That's all you got to say about Microsoft?
No. Redfall.
Oh, okay.
Xbox has Silksong. They showed off Hollow Knight Silksong. There's still no date. People were waiting for like gameplay of that for so long, and now it's here, and it was like Hollow Knight.
Yeah, I don't like that game, dude.
You don't like Hollow Knight?
No. People love it.
It's very labyrinth-like.
I haven't played it yet.
And like I tried to play Hollow Knight back in 2020, I think. I had a lot more time on my hands back then. And like it was like it's a lot of getting lost, and that's not what I want.
I was like,
my games.
Cool, it's a Metroidvania. Let's look up how long to beat. 20 hours. I don't know if I can sustain that style for me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have gaming ADHD. Like I have to be like for that gameplay style. It was like you got me for 10 hours.
Yeah. I also tried that right off of The Messenger, and I was just like, that was just better.
Oh, The Messenger's so good. So freaking good.
That's not even close, man. Like, The Messenger is a masterpiece of video games, and, like, I'm sure Hollow Knight's great, but
I was about to say, step carefully. We're going to be flooded with emails.
No, listen, I'm not even saying it's a bad game.
Yeah.
It's not what I want from that kind of game.
I
do want what The Messenger is bringing.
More Messenger.
Should replay The Messenger.
Yes. Rick and Morty Borderlands, also known as High on Life, coming out October with Gunstock. Apparently, this was a game Jeff Grubb was talking about today, how this game was going to be a game developed for Stadia.
Huh.
Which makes sense the more you think about it. It's like I could see Google going up to the Rick and Morty guys and be like, make us a game. Here's $10 million.
Right.
Well, it's one of the guys.
Justin Rowland.
He has been doing a lot of stuff. He did a comic series recently for Image. He's already done a game.
Oh, they have their own studio.
Yeah,
they've done several
Squanch games.
But they're all the same thing to me. And like I looked at this, and at first I was like, no. But then I was trying to give it an honest shot, and I was like, this could be interesting. It could be fun. But the problem is, his style of humor is kind of that one note style. If you've seen the Rick and Morty episode of like the interdimensional cable, that's what he does.
That actually is, like this is like interdimensional cable, and it's like Squanch Games. That's not Dan Harmon, right?
No,
Justin Roiland and dudes or people,
Well, and that's what he's been doing. Like he did the Image comic stuff he did was him, Justin Roiland. It doesn't have Dan Harmon's. I think Rick and Morty's fan base has killed Rick and Morty.
I'll say it. I'll say it, Eric. I like Rick and Morty.
I like Rick and Morty too.
I'm not afraid.
I also like Rick and Morty. I haven't watched it since season 3, but we've had a good time together.
Yeah,
we've had fun. We've had some fun.
New season's pretty good.
Like I like Rick and Morty, but like I said, the fan base killed Rick and Morty.
Sure.
But I think
I don't want to tell people in public I like Rick and Morty.
because then people are like, oh, did you go like harass McDonald's workers? No.
Yes, but
that's
beside the point.
That was because they left off my double cheeseburger.
I said plain.
I have that. My kid eats only plain burgers.
Dude, come on.
So many times I have to go back into the McDonald's and be like, I know this is pain. I'm sorry, but you know.
Listen, it's valid, man. You can taste the pickles after they're gone.
The onion.
Yes.
Also, they chopped up the onion. I mean, what can you do?
You're not wiping off all the mustard.
But this is, I think Dan Harmon kind of evens him out. Yeah. Because seeing him do projects without Dan Harmon, he's just, to me, it's one note. It's that kind of thing, and sometimes it clicks, and sometimes it don't. But it doesn't have any like deep or soul to it. Yeah. So this was something that, like, I don't know. I might try it, but there was some of the designs look good in video game form. They're all his designs. I don't know. It feels like interdimensional cable.
Riot Games partner with Gamepass. You unlock all the heroes in their games.
Yeah.
And that's only PC, right? Valorant?
No, mobile.
Oh,
all the mobile stuff too, like League of Legends and all that stuff.
So people who don't play these games think this is a big deal. It's not a big deal.
Oh, it's not?
This is not a big deal at all.
Okay.
You can earn all of the champs in League of Legends with in-game currency that is very liberally given away.
Because isn't the big thing that they sell, it's mostly skins, cosmetics. Because if you had a hard time getting characters, then you run into that unfair advantage of potentially not having a character that's like particularly strong.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, to me, I don't play any of their games. I don't think I've played a single Riot game.
Probably not.
So, to me, I was like, I didn't really think it was going to be that big to me personally. But now that you said that, it seems like kind of a...
Yeah, I've heard it from several people. They're just like, this is going to be pretty huge for Riot Games. It's just like, nah, it's really easy to unlock champs. If they want to give me wild cards or shards for all the cards that I've already unlocked from Foundations, they can. I'm adding you.
The Foundation?
Do it. Yes. The Rock, yes.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
You can do that, but otherwise it's just like, now I unlocked all those cards for nothing. Thanks a lot.
Cue to Nick shirtless in the gym, be like, what's up, Riot Games? It's me, Nick.
Enjoy your businessing. Enjoy making billions of dollars every second.
Oh, Lord.
Plague Tale Requiem gameplay. It looks sweet. We should probably play part 1 at some point.
That game looks like something I will eventually sit down and play.
Agreed. Forza looks good, of course. They're adding Halo to Microsoft Flight Sim.
Which I think is pretty telling that that's like the only thing they've said about Halo in this.
Boy, has
their ongoing live service.
I did not even recognize it.
That's going to be the next 10 years of Halo by their own words.
Boy, is that... just real quickly, I liked Halo Infinite when I first played it. I thought the multiplayer was really good, and I thought the single-player campaign was pretty good. But boy, have they just dropped the ball on that continuing support of that game to the point that, like, it just is falling off of, like, the radar of most people. Yeah. Which is crazy, because Halo should have been the coming back out party for Halo.
Yeah. Overwatch 2 is free to play, comes out in October.
As a guy who played Overwatch almost exclusively for like 2 years, when I watched that, I even wrote on here Overwatch 2, and they showed a new hero and all this stuff. I don't care what that game is. When they started treating that game like an esport is when that game stopped being fucking fun.
Yeah, don't care.
Like, when they're like, you can only have 2 DPS and 2 tank. I'm sorry, I'm not playing esports, man. I want to freaking just play a cool class-based shooter. Let me have an all-offense team. If we're winning, who gives a damn?
Goat shouldn't work. Balance your game. Don't pigeonhole people into
it's really, that's what happened, is they never could solve that problem of that being the meta, so they just made it the mandatory meta. And then it's like, well, it's not the meta anymore. It's just a sport now. It's like playing football where now we have to have a lineman. Yeah, they really killed that franchise.
Diablo 4 coming to Game Pass though, right?
Is that coming to Game Pass?
Weird timing.
I used Diablo 4 to take my bathroom break.
Oh really? I think it's coming to Game Pass. Yeah.
I was just
not
like, I'm not
after Immortal, but
I feel bad for that team because I imagine that game is probably going to end up being pretty good.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for that team having to be like, we're showing off our new character. It's like a necromancer, I think they showed off.
Yeah.
And like having to be like, please ignore whatever was happening over that mobile game. That's not us.
I think I was watching Gersman's stream of this, and he said, he was like, man, Diablo Immortal made me realize I miss Diablo. So he's like, I'm more excited for Diablo 4. I don't want to keep playing this thing.
Yeah.
So if anything, it might be good for Diablo 4. Like, hey, here's one without having to spend thousands of dollars to unlock all the cosmetic items.
It seems like they're lifting the quasi open world thing with a lot of people and putting that in 4, and that's the part that makes like Immortal cool. So.
Elder Scrolls Online expansions and Fallout 76 expansions. You're going back to the pits. You want to go back to the pit?
I never went there.
I went to the pit back in Fallout 3. Don't really give a damn about Fallout. Every time this was my bathroom break. Because when I saw like Elden's, like the Oblivion, it's online, and then Fallout 76 is like, oh, okay, go take a piss. It's very telling that they showed that off and they just got it out of the way and didn't put Starfield with it. So they're like, we'll get Starfield at the end.
Hot Wheels is in Horizon 5. It's weird that you actually have like a really cool, competent Hot Wheels game. But I mean, it still looks fun. The more I watched it, I was like, I already have a Hot Wheels game. The more I watched it, I was like, oh no, this looks pretty cool actually. Oh no. Arc 2 with Vin Diesel.
Oh, you said it right the first time. The Vin Diesel.
I think that's his Twitter handle. Some random guy already got Vin Diesel. He's like, so he's the Vin Diesel.
At real Vin Diesel. 2023.
My favorite is when you have to put like the real Vin Diesel, and there's always the real Vin Diesel 2.
Scorn comes out October 2022. I want nothing to do with this game.
I'm going to play this game.
About this. I do not want anything to do with this.
I'm going to play this game because I have to know. It is horrifying. I don't know if I'm going to. I have a pretty strong stomach for this kind of stuff. And I was like, even I've looked like this, like pulling out of veins and arteries.
It just seems like gratuitous to me.
And what I want to know is there some reason for it? Because they've shown all this weird architecture and these weird creatures.
The wall penises.
Lots of penises and vaginas.
Our listeners probably went, oh, this game. Like, what is Scorn? And then we said wall penises. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's this thing.
But, like, I want to know, is there a reason for it? Because they've done nothing to tell me what this award is. They've just shown me. And if it's not, I'll play it for an hour and be like, and then walk away. Because I think it's a Gamepass
looked at H.R. Geiger and went, man, what if?
But H.R. Geiger works because those creatures... that works because those creatures are in a ward and are fulfilling a purpose. If it's nothing but that kind of style, then it's just gross out stuff. Like, I don't know.
Minecraft Legends looks neat. That's the Minecraft RTS thing. I don't know.
I took a lot of that for
Yeah, I guess I did too.
There's one. The Last Case of Benedict Fox. I thought this was like the Monkey Island game that we knew they're making a new one of, but so it's kind of that art style, but it's like a 2D like puzzle platform.
This is the one where the guy's investigating like a house or something. He's got like a demon walking with him.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah.
So yeah, this
could be
interesting. Cool. Some game they bought from China called Naraka Blade Point. Pentiment, coming this September, made by Obsidian. This one looks neat because this was the one they said that like they took some elements they were inspired by with like Disco Elysium, like an RPG with like no combat. Like it has a really cool like 2D art style. There's like a lot of like mechanics that influence like conversation. Like there's like dialogue wheels and like different like bartering systems. This seems really neat. Plus like it seems like I want to say I could be completely wrong on this that like Obsidian had some like before the Microsoft like purchase they had some stuff kind of like on the back burner. Like this is a project we want to make but we don't have the funding for this. And then like when Microsoft bought them and like with the pandemic and stuff they were like let's bring out some of these ideas we had. So I think that's one of them that like kind of made it back.
Yeah. And
this one seems like really interesting. So, Diablo 4 was here. Sea of Thieves, new content. Wolong Fallen Dynasty. This is a new like kind of Souls-likey thing from the developers of Neo. That seems pretty sweet. Persona 3, 4, and 5 is coming to Xbox Game Pass.
Cool.
Persona 5 Royal being first.
Not the reaction Michael was over for.
This is the reaction I was expecting. 5 is really cool. 4 is really cool. I haven't played 3. What's weird is that I'm going to get... here's my 2-second tangent. It's weird that they're doing Persona 3 Portable, the portable PSP version of that game, and not Persona 3 Festival, or Persona 3 Fest, which was the complete version on PS2. PSP had an additional female protagonist, but it also because it had to fit on the PSP, it's missing some content from that. So it's weird. It's why couldn't you combine both of those? And it's perplexing. But hey, we got the best version of Persona 4. I just played 5 last year, so I'm not necessarily super hyped for it. It did show it at 60 frames a second, which means there's going to be a PS5 version of Royal. I hope that's a free upgrade because I might New Game Plus that thing, which might cut down my 100-hour playthrough to about a nice even 60 or something manageable.
Jesus Christ
Persona 4 Golden is coming next year, and that one I want to play Persona 4 again. It's about time. It's been 10 years since I played that thing, so yeah, I'm very excited. That's cool. Kojima is making something. We don't know what it is, but he is very excited about working with the Microsoft Cloud.
He just did
Power of the cloud. It's finally been put in somebody's hands.
I mean, it's very
If you're
much
gonna put it in
on
someone's hands.
Yeah, it's very much on par with him to come want to walk on that kind of technology. I was just amazed at the backlash of people just being traitor, you just please, grown men and women pleading with Mr. Kojima, why would you come back to PlayStation, Mr. Kojima? Why? And I did not know that people cared that much anymore. But apparently, they still give a fuck about console supremacy and all that shit.
It's almost like if you have a independent studio,
You're
going to make
deals.
games for most platforms. You're going to make those.
He's got to
sign
make
those $1 million deals. Yeah, the studio has to make money.
It was just pathetic.
And Kojima, he said he had this idea for a long time. He's just waiting for the technology to do it, because Kojima is he's kind of John Carmacky in a way. If there's a new technology out there, he's I gotta mess with it. I gotta get to the inner world. I gotta make something weird on it.
I like to think that he probably has notebooks and notebooks and notebooks full of if technology ever gets cool enough to be able to do this is my idea.
One of them was a game that melted itself in your console when you died.
If you want to get another one, go buy a new game.
Buy a new console, apparently.
Yeah, true.
Or there was a way to make the disc unreadable, burn it in the console, so that it overclocks the PS2 to make your disc unreadable, so you can't use it again. I'm that's pretty good.
I can see the Fox News headlines now. Oh, what games are your children playing? Could your PlayStation be a bomb?
I know what it is. They have the technology now. They're finally gonna be able to actually take all the nukes off of the servers from Metal Gear 5. Did you guys read that? Story about the underground hacking society?
I watched an entire YouTube documentary on that.
Yeah, so
there's two subreddits that fight each other. There's a subreddit trying to stop the nukes, and there's a subreddit trying to fuck those guys by making more nukes.
So good. But apparently it was hard coded that it couldn't go underneath a certain amount, so it was never achievable.
And that whole peace will be achieved if you do this, but it's impossible to do. So, oh my goodness,
you know that had to be a post Kojima though, because when he left, you knew Kojima probably wanted an option to be able to do it. I don't see Kojima as a guy who would kayfabe that.
Yeah.
Kojima's I could see him as no, there must be a solution. Because that's the message I'm trying to teach, is that we don't need nuclear weapons, and if I don't have that option, we'll say it's hopeless. And some guy in the boardroom's we don't have the money to make that cutscene.
But people now think that's the message, is that it is hopeless to try to remove all the nukes.
I don't think Kojima doesn't strike me as that kind of
he's
level.
Kind of optimism.
He's got the Snake speech at the end of Metal Gear Solid 2 is we can all do this.
Sure, there's an AI censoring the internet, but it's going to be okay because we can pass down our
food.
Our food.
And our movies we like. I've been playing Metal Gear Solid 3 a lot, and I forgot how much Paramedic talks about movies.
But for real, though, what if it was basically just Metal Gear Solid?
I'll be so excited.
That would be pretty cool.
If he just
as somebody who like 2 years ago would have been like, who gives a fuck? That would be pretty cool, right?
I'm gonna tell you this. Me and you play Metal Gear Solid 3 first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nick, you should go back and play Metal Gear Solid 3 now that we're in the know. Because dude, well, we'll say flip it to the original camera.
Okay.
I'm enjoying playing it with the original camera.
That's interesting.
Not more than I am with the 3D camera.
Okay.
But now that I'm in the know, oh man, when Ocelot shows up, I was like, oh, it's Ocelot. Look at him. Before, I was like, look at this loser. Now I'm like, fucking Ocelot. He's so fucking cool.
There's a Steam sale coming up, and there's like a 90% chance that I'm going to be able to get Peace Walker and 5 for like $3. So
yeah.
I would love for your opinion on 5.
Yeah.
I'll replay 5 with you.
Let's do it.
I'll do that. Well, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Check back in a year when we all finish 5 and get the real ending.
Let's go ahead and we'll be the ones to stop the nukes.
We're gonna achieve
the State of the Save universe is gonna actually. Just continue.
State of the Save, and in parentheses, the planet.
That's right.
Oh man, if we could get Kojima on the podcast, and be like, "Thank you, State of the Save, for your
Just reach out to him. I'm sure it's probably gonna work out.
I reach out.
Starfield.
You know what? The more I see of Starfield, the less I care about it.
I was like sitting there watching. I was like, wow, I might have to actually like upgrade my hardware for this and get a new monitor. And then like Todd Howard's just like base building, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
Well, base building was in 4,
right.
And I ignored it.
It was like, but it was also like something that always popped up in your quest log, and you're getting like little voice lines coming over. Oh, we need to come back.
The guy from Fallout 4 is gonna go to space. He's gonna just float onto your.
Preston.
Yes. He's gonna float on with his cowboy hat over his
helmet.
Over his helmet. And he's gonna say, "An Earth settlement needs our help."
Oh man! But didn't they say you could like build your own spaceship?
Yeah.
So that's kind of
that is cool.
There was stuff I saw that made me excited. Like I like the art style. I liked how the combat looked. Combat looked pretty good.
I like the hub areas. They just look really like thought out and nice. Like New Atlantis seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which also implies like New Atlantis. Did you guys discover Atlantis? You can't just touch on that and not tell me. Is Atlantis a thing?
I'm pretty sure it's just supposed to be like it's New Atlantis because it's in space. Like,
old Atlantis though.
He was underwater now. Oh. The more I see Starfield, the less I am like super jazzed for it. But I'm starting to feel like Bethesda needs to change up how their RPGs work. And I know those things print money, so I'm in the minority. So, yeah.
So that's pretty much it for Xbox. Next would be like the PC gaming show. Solstice is a cinematic-looking Souls-like coming to consoles too. That looks nice. Rotwood, Clay's new game, and Tactical Breach Wizards, which was like Tom Clancy's D&D. So that seems pretty cool. Those were like my highlights from there. There was also this is where they showed off the remake of I didn't write it down for some reason. I'm blanking on that game. That System Shock.
Yeah,
the remake of System Shock.
Which I'm actually pretty excited for. I think the remake of System Shock seems like something that I love BioShock, but the idea of a remake of System Shock seems like I might actually be able to get into that franchise with a remake. I don't think I would ever go back and play like the original System Shock.
Yeah.
It looked good.
Mm-hmm.
I like the tone and like theme of it.
It does look really cool. I played System Shock 2. Never finished it, so a remake of System Shock 1 seems like up my alley. We're getting to the end of this whole thing really soon. Capcom is next. They showed off Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak DLC. I played a lot of Monster Hunter Rise. Looks like so much content, plus there's free updates to go along with it. Looks cool. The Capcom Fighting Collection looks bonkers cool. It is like a $40 collection of a whole bunch of fighting games, like the entire Darkstalker series. Hyper or Ultra Street Fighter 2, Puzzle Fighter 2, and games like Red Earth, which was only in Japan, is a single-player fighting game that is a boss rush fighting game.
Huh. They've been doing some really cool stuff with that because they've been doing, like they did the Beat 'em Up collection. Mm-hmm. They had like, I don't know, like
a whole mess of old beat 'em ups, and then they did the Street Fighter collection. They seem to be kind of getting that back catalog into these collections so they are available, and that's something that I've talked about a lot. I want all video games to be easy to find.
Amen to that.
So keep them easy to find. Let's do these cool collections, because like a game like that Red Off, you would probably never play that. Why would you? You would probably not find it unless you are already like predisposed to want to try that one particular game. But now you have an easy way to play other games you already have played before, and you can try this one out.
Yeah. Exoprimal. I just call it Dino Crisis. What are you doing? It's Anthem meets Earth Defense Force, but with dinosaurs. It's doing the PvEVP thing. Player versus environment versus player. So apparently, like, once you clear out the environment, then you have to, like, kill the other, like, enemy team. Apparently, people who have played it, a demo of it, said it's actually pretty good. I don't know. I'm just mad that it has dinosaurs and they have a pink-haired lady and her name's not Regina. Like, what are you doing?
Did they show gameplay of this? I did not see
They did show some gameplay of this. Dragon's Dogma anniversary event was this week. They touched on that. It's like, we're going to announce something at this event. And then moved on to Resident Evil Village has sold 6 million units. There is a story expansion set 16 years after the main game. There's new Mercenaries content. You can play as Lady D in that Mercenaries mode. There is a new third-person camera where you can play the entire game in third-person mode.
I actually really like that idea because, like, I kind of prefer Resident Evil as a third-person game. I don't want... Like, I like 7, but, like, I'm not... If you gave me the choice of a flushed-out third-person or a flushed-out first-person, I'm always going to play third-person.
7 worked for me as a first-person game just because it was so entrenched of horror. I haven't played Village yet, but it's more action-y. For more action-y Resident Evil, I like the third-person.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's... And then all of that's going to be bundled in the Gold Edition, which is probably the version I'm going to end up getting, because all of that sounds, like, really cool. The only thing they showed of Resident Evil Reverse, was a JPEG. They showed, Reverse is coming in this collection, moving on. And then I think later in the thing, they showed off literally, like, 2 seconds of gameplay, where it's just Mr. X, Leon, and Jill running around, and I think Mr. X punches somebody, and then that's all you see.
As he does.
Resident Evil 4 remake looks great here, too. We already talked about that a lot. And there is, it's already out, 2, 3, and 7 now are available on next-gen consoles with ray trace lighting and high frame rate mode. So you can play that game at 120 frames a second if you have the TV for it.
Well, also, those games have, like, good lighting in general. Like, I'm thinking about, like, the streets of Raccoon City, how the lights reflect off the wet, like, asphalt and stuff like that. So, I could see that being a worthwhile upgrade.
Me too. I played a little bit of 3 trying to get that 2-hour achievement, and then when I hit 40 minutes, I was still in Raccoon City, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to hit this.
You need to play the game and then do that.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not meant to do the 2 hours on the first go around.
Well, this is my second go around, but it's been like a year since I played it. Going, I'll remember all this, and then I'm like, where's this stupid thing? Oh, I got to the generator puzzle and forgot I had to heal myself to get the parasite out of me. But anyway, this is last big showcase, the Final Fantasy VII 25th Anniversary Showcase. Final Fantasy VII Remake is now on Steam. Final Fantasy Crisis Core Reunion, a remake of the PSP game, which is a prequel to Final Fantasy VII, is coming on December to all consoles. That's cool because it focuses on Zack, who in the remake storyline seems to be playing like a bigger role. There's more content for Final Fantasy VII: The First Soldier, Final Fantasy Ever Crisis, which is the mobile remake of like the entire Final Fantasy VII story going into beta, and then this is the game I really want to talk about, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's the part 2 of the remake trilogy. They did confirm that it's going to be a trilogy. It's coming next winter. This game looks freaking amazing. I loved remake part 1. I'm very excited to see what they do for part 2. And if going into why I'm excited, we'll delve into like spoilers of that whole thing. So, but they leave 1 in a way where they're not necessarily tied to the story of the original game anymore. Like, the tagline for this, they keep saying, is the unknown journey will continue. So, that has me excited for where they can go with this story, because they like wrote themselves out of trying to retell that game's story and can now do whatever they want in an interesting way.
Like that or no?
Yes, because they tie it in. They not going into spoilers, but they tie that into original Final Fantasy VII in a way that has people interested to see where they're going to take this.
Is this like a thing where like the main story is changing, or it's just like no, this is just also happening out here?
The main story is changing.
Okay, weird.
You would think that the fan base would be extremely negative on somebody changing something.
Because they're doing it in a... I'm trying not to get into spoilers here. They're doing it in a way that doesn't mess up the canon of the original story, but still changing it. Because, let's say this takes place in an alternate timeline of some sort. Let's just say if it were to happen.
If you would like to say that, just go ahead and say it.
And they so there's a lot of stuff happening in like the background of the original game that is very fascinating. So I'm really excited to see where they take part 2 in that regard. This one seems to start off where, because we know remake part 1 was set entirely in like the first like 10 hours of Midgar, and ending around the time you like open up. Of course, we like knew that before the game was coming out, that it was going to end like whenever like you go into the open world into Final Fantasy VII. And around that time, it like opens up with like more like a background about Cloud's past and everything, and it seems to be what the prologue is doing. And there's a map marker at the top that says like your destination's like 1,000 meters away. So it's implied that this is going to be like a lot bigger of a game because they're spending a lot more years of this. And I imagine part 3 will come out somewhat faster, because if you already have that world built for part 2, part 3 is just going to be more of that, but with like some changes in the environment. So I spent more time on that than I thought, I'm very excited for this game.
Good on them for being able to make a major changes to a game that's very beloved and yet still keep people on board. That's a testament to their writing and their decision making, because that could turn on you pretty damn fast. So the fact that they were able to turn that around is impressive. Is there anything else we need to cover before we do our indie game?
Dragon's Dogma 2 was announced. They showed off shirts.
I guess once again, I say again. Is there anything we need to cover?
No, that's it.
They showed off shirts. You want to do some indie games that you feel like deserve talking?
Yeah. Shall we just go around the table a couple times and talk about any games we're excited for?
That's cool. Mine were pretty much it. All the games that I care about were pretty much it, except for DNF Duel. I don't think that's like an indie game, but
I think so. That looks cool.
It looks awesome. Yeah.
It looks like a more indie like Guilty Gear.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was like a lot of fun.
I only have one also.
What's yours?
Choo Choo Charles!
Choo Choo Charles is on my list.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
That game looks fun as anything.
Yeah.
I love getting hunted by a spider train.
The entire game is you building up your arsenal to fight a 1v1 match with a trained spider.
Well,
the way the developers use it, he's like, yeah, you gotta build up your equipment because you gotta go 1v1 with the spider. I'm like, what is this stupid thing?
It's weird, man.
You also have to deal with cultists that are like trying to sacrifice you to
that worship the spider train.
It looked really good.
You yourself have a train that you're upgrading to go faster to avoid the spider train coming at you.
Well, you gotta upgrade to put like a minigun and stuff like that on the train.
I'm so excited for that thing.
Choo Choo Charles looks fun. I want to play Choo Choo Charles. That was the only other one we didn't cover. We covered pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about. What do you got, Michael?
I got a couple more. Bear and Breakfast coming out July 28th. This is a game my wife and I are very excited about. You are a bear who runs a bed and breakfast. Humans come back to the world and you want to make them comfortable inside this bed and breakfast.
I feel like I've heard this game before. Like, is it out already? And
no.
It's like been released?
No, it was in a Nintendo Indie Direct a couple years ago, I think. And now it's finally like about to come out. I'm very excited for that thing.
Word.
When they showed off last year, that was my most anticipated indie game of last year. That finally has a release date. Signalis. This game looks amazing. This was like it looks like PS1 Metal Gear meets Resident Evil, but with like a cosmic horror element to it.
This is the one I was talking about earlier. That's the one that looks
like a DS style game. Yeah, like the over the head like camera angles, like the lock on like targeting
that was
system.
pretty cool.
It has like first person like puzzles and like first person sections where you're like traveling like looks like between the sectors of like the spaceship you're on.
It reminded me of like the doors in original Resident Evil. How when you would go through a door, it would go to first person to opening up the door.
Yeah,
it kind of reminded me of that style.
And this one, since it's a humble game, it's going to be day one on Game Pass.
Nice.
So very, very much looking forward to that. I am really excited for that one. And those are mostly my the games I'm like really looking forward to because we did touch on some of the ones that I'm really hyped for. But overall, this was a very indie heavy E3 show this year because not E3, but it was it's weird. I think it's going to be weird from here until the end of time now because I don't know how you can go back to how it was before this whole pandemic thing, but.
I don't know. I feel like E3 should have just died and we just call this E3 now. But they're not. They're coming back, right?
They're going to try, but I think they're going. The things I've heard is it's going to come back as like an attempt to be like a PAX or something like
PAX
that.
Exists.
But here's the thing: you don't need E3 in this day and age. You don't. Is it fun to watch from an outsider's perspective and see the big booths and the big lights and But, tell me as a financial man at a video game company why you are reaching more people by building a big-ass booth and sending a bunch of people to Los Angeles and having to staff the booth compared to doing something like this while you show everyone's going to still watch it. You're still going to get the same amount of eyes on it, and it's significantly cheaper than having to send a shit ton of people to Los Angeles. It's just financially, to me, you don't need that. To me, I liked E3 because I liked it as a kid watching all the the shenanigans. But to me, this should just be the way things are. Let's all agree June is not E3 season, and we'll just do all the press conferences in June going forward.
Summer Games Fest. There we go.
Let Keighley have that. Let Keighley be the one who runs everything. Summer Games Fest, Keighley runs it, and The Rock shows up at least twice every year.
Nick is shaking his head violently.
The Rock part. That was weird. I don't like it.
Enjoy your game.
Enjoy your game.
The new slogan of State of the Save. Everybody wants to give out their one game they're most excited about, and then we'll take it home.
Sure. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Probably Angerfoot.
Resident Evil 4 remake.
Yeah.
I know it's just I'm playing to type, but come on.
So am I.
Honestly, I feel like that just checks out.
It feels like this is pretty solid. All three choices are pretty good. I
think at some point we're going to make us revisit some of that Resident Evil 4 at some point.
I wonder when that'll happen.
I wonder.
State of the Save at gmail.com. State of the Save on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. We are in the middle of Tomb Raider Underworld on the main show. Part 1 was last week. Go back, check that out. It's a good show. Part 2 will be out next week. And then we'll announce our next game. Lots of cool stuff coming up. Going to have some cool content for you. And the redesign is still coming. We're very, very excited about it. Make sure to leave those 5-star reviews. Write your reviews. Tell your friends. Tell everybody. The more cool views we can get, the more likely we are to do cool stuff. As always, stay safe out there.